All right, so got a better idea. There's a small cave here that you can your cool echo sensing shows you that it does go down to like the floor of the valley. You can also see over in this area, kind of near on the other side of this river, there's a significant clearing that is cut out here. That is shape. That is very. It's like not the same pattern as the rest of the forest. It looks like it could be something that was cut down on purpose. It looks like the type of thing people would do.
I turn to Corey. Hey, well, you see that? What if we just land up and we just fuck all the geological surveys? Clearly, this is a living place. Oh, we just lie, send that signal, and just say pat ourselves on the back. Eat face-eating monsters or whatnot. I'm trying to convince Corey that we shouldn't risk our lives going down to whatever the fuck that's there. Just tell them if the air is if I take my helmet off and the air is breathable, it should be good.
Honestly, the fact that there's plant life, that pretty much means it's livable. Like I'm pretty convinced.
Unless it's all poison plant life and poison rivers.
Oh, poisoned water.
Now we have to go down.
We would probably be able to use our technology to filter it, even if it is poisoned, as long as it's water.
Corey, are you trying to convince me to not do the proper geological survey? You're an evil man. All right, I get. You're the.
You guys are like elbowing back and forth as you just like burn through the atmosphere. It's like a fireball in the sky. Are you telling me we should half-ass our job? Brace for effect.
Yeah. It's one of those spots where because we're playing a game, we have to not half-ass it. And here's part of my explanation for that is obviously, lore-wise, if we get found out, I mean, the computers, there's a secret computer that's always running, even when we turn off all the computers. That's
Thank
always
God
recording our
you're able to talk so peacefully during atmospheric entry. No, please keep going. It's the only help to country.
But so if we get, it's like the little black box on the ship. When the other people come to pick us up, they're gonna like scan through all that data, and if we half-assed our job at all, then we get the toaster. Like population resources are thin; they'll turn us into crackers.
I will give you an additional reason on top of that. So remember, you guys are looking for a planet because one hasn't been found. So if you send out the scan like this is a hospitable planet, and they move like the human flotilla here, and then it isn't, you have taken like probably 50 or 60 years out of the resources that humans have to find a new planet.
Yes.
So half-assing this job can possibly doom humanity.
Yeah.
If that's important.
Yeah.
You chose this job, so at some level it must be to you as well. But I don't know your.
I just
don't know
want
your
to
people
stretch my legs and get off the ship, man. I mean, it's so crazy.
I just want a recognition. Every guy that's come back from one of these space missions, best tail in the house. Gets to fuck whatever farm animal we got. It's amazing.
Both of them.
Have you seen the women that are left? It's all just me.
So
it's me wearing wigs, me wearing hats. I'm tired of fucking me's.
You guys come down. You make a fairly devastating landing. You've done everything you can. You make all the good decisions a pilot can make, but ultimately you do have to just skid down on rock, going outrageously fast.
The landing gear just shredded away. We're just grinding on the bottom. Plates are flying off.
And you're just kind of like planted halfway into the ground. But
I could have made you go in something soft and cushy.
Yep. Well, yeah, then we'd have to pull half the ship out of the fucking marsh.
No,
thank you.
You land the ship, and other than it is structurally very, very damaged, but mechanically it is sound. And that's as good a landing as you. That's about the landing you were expected to make.
Perfect.
Unless you were landing on a low gravity moon or something, there was no way you were going to land this thing and just plop down in the water.
By structurally, you mean like, oh no, like there's clearly like there's dents pulling in, making the cockpit area uncomfy. The floor is warped.
Well, if you walked outside, there's like panels ripped off. There's exposed wires. Yeah, the landing gear's trashed. The thruster's probably gonna backfire if you try to use it. But the internal systems are functional, and it has maintained like the life support bubble.
Awesome.
And that's
perfect. Alrighty.
You have landed. Let me find hang on.
First and foremost is a computer. We got air. Our air still sealed here. Life support still sealed.
Yes, it is.
Our tis ship be watertight. All right. We'll call it ready to have breathe in some Philadelphia sunshine, Corey?
Oh god, the first step. Oh god, it's a pillar.
Whoa.
Behold the planet.
Oh,
The water's green and the moon is pink.
Well, we got it wrong. It's all toxic.
Throw it in the garbage.
Luckily, I'm a biologist, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, indeed.
How much sunscreen do I need to apply on to ruin our coral reefs here?
The biggest thing we gotta hope, the biggest thing that would be cool, it'd be hard to move the ship over. Man, it would have been cool to use the claw arm to, like, reach down and grab that without us having to...
What is it? Just reach it. Okay, perfect idea. Get in the ship, activate the claw arm, just like a crippled animal. Have it. He's just drag itself closer to the cliff.
Oh god, that's kind of amazing, actually.
Oh, like, thank God they left us with the SOS sound. It's a galactic sound of this pitiful animal's in pain. I should either take care of it or put it down myself.
That is the humane thing.
You know, the problem is you get raiders and they're like, the sound of meat.
Sounds like a crying dog. Oh, it's just people. Lame. Wanted a dog.
Man.
Oh god, there's something under the water in there.
What now? So you guys have landed.
Moon reflection. Okay.
Welcome. Welcome to Ye Old Planet. Is this story?
Yeah. Now that we're here, it's time to scan. Like, oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, well, we're looking at it from over the thing. That's amazing. What a good shot. I like that.
A place where everything's pink and green. I hope the inhabitants aren't that mean. Here in Xanadu. They're aliens. What rhymes with aliens?
What would you like to do?
So there's quite a few things we need to do. I mean, we know a bunch of things we need to do. So first, I mean, now that we're here and we can definitely get information about the planet, let's test the air, see how toxic the air is.
First and foremost, yeah, you do that. I want to ask a computer, hey, computer, can we wake up the people in these tubes or are they empty?
What do you mean, are they empty?
Because you said there's 4 life capsules in here.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Like, can you awaken them? No.
They're free for a different purpose. Whatever.
Yeah, you don't know why they're there, but they are still like, you're just like, what are the parameters? And it's just like, and then you just get nothing.
Type in the
they were
DMD.
if we failed or died.
Food? Question mark?
The backup.
That's fair. Yeah, they're the shadow disciples. All right, good enough answer for me. Put my spacesuit on. I don't need to waste air. You can find out by the probes outside the ship.
You can. And remember, you can also open the utility deck into just like an open air. Like, obviously you lose atmospheric right there, but you can have access to all of that equipment outside as like a mobile lab by just opening that side panel. But yeah, your ship this is what this ship is for. It's definitely qualified to take atmospheric readings. So yeah, you begin the scan and it's like just compiling it. It takes a little while. But the basic reading it gives you is like the air here is like not ideal, but you can breathe it. It's like very polluted air. You'll if you grew up here, you would 100% get asthma, but you can breathe it.
Okay. Is there, in our technology then, do we have like breathing masks or something? That way we cannot have to use our little temporary air things, or are we on temporary air?
Oh, like
do we have
filter?
filters? Yeah.
I'm gonna say you have like they're not made for this. They're made for like if you had like a leak or something in the ship and you were like leaking something toxic. So you do have them, but they're not made for like super long-term use. They would work for like a couple hours.
Okay. Well, hey, that's better than using our very limited air.
That is true.
Things. I'd rather.
And then after we're done with those, we can actually, if we're gonna get asthma doing this, we're in a space thing. I think I'm just gonna use a wet rag, one of our cotton filters.
It's in the short term, like you're just gonna be very out of breath and like a little bit wheezy. If you had to run somewhere, it would be extremely difficult because you're just not. It would be like suddenly being in the mountains and having to just run. You know what I mean? It's just the air is weaker and your lungs aren't used to it. It'll be uncomfortable, but it won't make you ill, probably.
Then wouldn't I want to just use the rebreather when that situation occurs? Like, oh crap, It looks like we might like those are people on the hill.
So the rebreather won't prevent you from being out of breath because it can filter things that are bad for you, but it won't put more oxygen in the air. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You're also extremely high up.
Oh.
So that problem is just because you're literally the air is extremely thin because you're probably a mile, 2 miles above the the ground floor of this place.
Yeah. Oh, I guess now that we're here and we can survey too. So we know the air is decent enough, but we have little air breathers.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I guess I would try to use our scanners to kind of map a safe path down because we got to kind of climb down to get some. We need soil samples. Mm-hmm. We need to take soil samples of the dirt up here on the mountain, and then we'll need to take different soil samples down in the lower soot.
Of
and then
water.
We'll have to take some in the actual water, dirt, the mucky dirt. And then of the water and some plant material. We're gonna have to get some samples, but it's like let's find the safest route to get there.
Yes. Let me find where did I put. Yeah, I like to lose things. I need to find that map we used to land. Hang on, I got it in here somewhere. Was it in here? No, that's just this. Okay, close that. Close that. Give me a second. Was it this? No. That one. No. This one. No. Oh, no. Wait. Am I covering it? Aha! There we are. All right. So you guys crash landed here. This purple is your ship. This guy. So when you were there is a cave that you were able to scout when you were doing your thing, and it's right here. So there is you'd have to come out and just like manually look around for like a good like way down. It's not an ultra steep cliff, but there is a cave right here.
Oh, nice.
Do we have supply? Do we have the common sense supplies like mountain climbing equipment? Large ropes.
You have big ropes and like clips and things. You don't have like mountain climbing equipment, but yeah, you have ropes and like posts and things that you can use.
Ropes, pittons, and hand grips that you can hammer into place for.
Yeah.
Now that we're here too, there's a bunch of vegetation down there. Is there any other things that look like is there any bug life or like anything else in the rocky area we're at now that we're here that we can sense or see or scan?
It is dead up here. This is like just blasted rock. And this, by the way, this valley is pretty significantly far down. Yeah. I drew it kind of shorthand, but it actually is a good distance down there. So yeah, it's hard to see down there, but up here, you don't see any signs of life. It is likely due to the very thin air, but yeah.
Here's a question. I'll call it. How far are we from the edge? Like, did I land a mile out because I didn't know how far I would land? Or...
You were, like winging it from space. You're like, I'm gonna say a 20-30 minute walk from this ledge.
Alrighty. How far are we from the ledge over there on the? Like I can look over at that clearing.
Over here?
Yeah. How far am I from a clear view of that clearing?
3. I'm gonna say about an hour. It's about 3 times the distance.
What do you call it? We have no sense of time. Do we have binoculars?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Can I just examine our local air, like our current surroundings?
Yeah, it's just purple rock.
Yeah, purple rock. No, like when I look at anywhere that distinct landmarks, any signs of
so there's
scratching on the walls.
There's what do you mean scratching on the walls?
Yeah, because I'm like, there's a clearing, so now my character's already paranoid about batteries. So I'm like, make sure has any signs of life, because I'm already thinking there's forest, there's water, there's a clearing. Are there any signs of life here?
Up here?
Yeah, signs of travel.
Not that you can see up on this, but this is there. It's not even like really dirty. This is like asteroid rock.
Okay, yeah, zero signs.
0 signs at a glance. You're looking at it through a glass dome on a spaceship. You're just kind of like looking around. It's hard to see. So it's not exactly where you could be a tracker. So, what would we like to do?
We gonna prepare for our descent?
Okay.
Oh yeah. We got to prep to go down. We might as well start getting some soil samples here.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, just look for some rock, look for some soil. Use my biology kit because that's what it's for.
Absolutely.
Try to figure out. Oh, and that's important too, I guess, since I'm doing that. It'll be like up here, is there even microlife? Try to see if there's microbiology existing in the dirt up here.
And indeed there is. You're sort of collecting your little samples and stuff and running them through your computer. Yeah, there is like a biology up here of, unknown. Yeah, of course your thing's just like, I don't know what it is. I just know that it is. There are like living microbes up here. So it's not completely dead. Yeah.
I guess I will take one important thing to do with that sample then, since we can get a little petri dish of like these microorganisms and then scrape some like human dead skin and like take some of the microbiology of our body since we're here from space and then introduce it to that microcosm and see what horrible things happen. see what microbiology is done.
Here's how science works. You take the local fauna and the small bacteria kingdom, and then on the petri dish you now you look at a microscope and look, they became Spartans fighting off the immortals.
I'm gonna come clean with you. I don't know enough about microbiology to give any kind of informed information on that. I'm just gonna give you brownie points for thinking of that because it was a good idea. You did your job even better than I expected because I didn't think of that.
Excellent. All right. So I go in there and whatever my character learns information.
Yes, your character now knows that interaction should it come up later.
Excellent. It would be part of finding out if it's hospitable to some way, because the microorganism this is going to get on our skin. It's going to like exist,
and it might just eat your flesh.
What are you doing there, Corey? I'm doing my biology test to make sure if we're gonna get diseases or if this environment's gonna be acidic to our eyes and skin. What do the readings say? So what are we doing next? What?
Yeah. Yep. But that's good to know. Okay, cool. So that's probably all I can learn about up here. I get just to go overboard. I probably would have taken a small sample of our food too and introduced it to this microcosm and like see.
You do your due diligence.
I do. I do all the bullshit.
Do those tests and then put them on the ship in case we die on the way down.
Yeah. Oh well. We were while I'm doing that, you could be prepping like the equipment setup for if it is good. We already can have some.
Yeah, I assume I'm putting like boots on.
Yeah. Cool.
Like here's a question: should we bring our spacesuits?
I think you should wear your spacesuits. Is probably wise.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't want to just go around with any exposed skin.
Yeah. No, the test went out clear enough. If it's like a 2-day travel down to the lower areas, a spacesuit might be enough risk. Like, if we're going to survive for the short term, one life for the whole human planet, if I so care, I guess.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that's fair.
For the speed of expedition.
Yeah. No,
it's like wearing a scuba suit above land. Why? Because what if there's land sharks?
There are land sharks. They're called wolves. Flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, flop. I can't do that noise.
I like that.
Duck slap. Okay. What next?
Aren't you glad I made that spear? For me, so I can have an easier time walking. Not you, because you got lab equipment. Me, I'm going fishing. Space fishing.
Giant all of your rope tied together, so you just try to harpoon the river from here.
Well, we have our semi-safe path down, though it is near a cave, which is both spooky and non-spooky. We might be able to use it for cover if a storm comes.
Well, the cave is the easiest way down.
Yeah,
because it goes all the way down the mountain.
We're going to be taking an underground path.
Yeah, or you could try to just climb down the rock.
We don't know what living things are in there, though.
Not at all.
So I'm just saying, like, the safest way is to climb down the safe way to the front of it and then go down.
Here's the proper question: is like one, you drew something dripping down on that rock. Is there something dripping down the rock? Or that's the rock's face?
That's just the rock. It's just purple.
Oh, because it's purple.
It's the reflection of the moon.
I imagine this is like your character has like little islands and he has the whole computer topography just overlaid over the real life. And he's like, "How are you seeing, man? All this purple is amazing." You're like, "What purple?" Oh yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about the cave? You have a spear. I mean, probably pretty safe in the cave.
Well, I've been like, I'm first and foremost going like, the air here is up bad. We don't know what the air quality is down there. It might be completely different.
That's another thing. Well,
I was because I wanted to take a stock of what supplies we actually have. Like, where are we geared with? Do we each have binoculars?
Yeah, you can
All
each
right,
have
like
binoculars.
Binoculars, a combat knife. We have rations. We have a personal tents or like personal sleeping bags, tightly packed. No,
no, you don't have tents.
Did the computer do a mock up of how long this surface journey is gonna take?
The computer doesn't know how fast you're gonna move, but like if you're walking down there, this is like I said, you're I don't know, a couple of miles up, so you could get down there in one day. Like that's not, it's a few miles. That's
Yeah, I mean,
not very long.
Get down there in one day. Would we be able to get back up in one day as well?
Yeah.
Or would it be like a 2-day journey?
It depends on the events of the day and if you become exhausted. But like 2 miles is like 40 minutes of walking. Yeah, so if it's like 20 minutes to there plus that, that's like within 2 hours you'll be on the floor of this place.
What? Oh, that's way okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 hours. So it was 2 hours to the floor, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours up. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah, sure.
And I guess there's no nighttime, so
yeah, it's gonna be. It kind of is nighttime. It's always nighttime basically. You have a reasonable amount of just this like radioactive pink like neon light that kind of bathes everything. And that is, it sort of messes with your eyes because it's the only color other than like, it's kind of tinted on what the natural color of things are. But the planet is rotating almost the same speed as that moon. So it will eventually like become eclipsed and it will be darker. And then it'll be light again by like those standards, but it won't be for a significant amount of time. When you guys are coming to like the day on this planet is like a month is like the full rotation. So if it's daytime now, it'll be daytime for many Earth days.
No, alrighty.
Or nighttime, whatever.
What's the brightness level at? Is it moonlight? Very bright moonlight? Or
yeah, it's like a crisp, clear full moon in the mountains, but pink.
Enough light to see around?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty. Unless you like bust out a flashlight and mess up your night vision, then you're fine.
Alright then. That being said, hey Corey, you want to do a spectrometer test to test if this light is radioactive? Yeah, I mean, we're not getting direct sunlight right now.
Yeah, so, let's test how safe this light is. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Let's absolutely test.
Yeah, the radiation check first. Yeah,
background radiation.
Radiation, all that junk that could be coming off this light. Just even understanding the, obviously sunburn. Like, is this light so dangerous that it would damage human skin?
Yeah, like how much ultraviolet is coming down.
Yeah. All that jazz.
So up here, yes, it is extremely aggressive. Part of that is probably the thin atmosphere. You guess that once you're down in the valley, it'll probably be the atmosphere is so thick that it's like foggy, like looking around. So the further you go down, the more you'll probably increase in heat. But you'll have less of that direct radiation hitting you. So you estimate that the valley will be relatively safe for you guys, but up here you're very exposed. And it's not like dangerously radioactive, but you definitely wouldn't want to sit outside in it for a long period of time.
Yeah. All right. That being said, there's nothing to delay this trip other than our average fatigue. Are we fatigued?
I mean, you guys could probably go for a little bit of rest, but you're pretty psyched to be on a planet. You guys could probably manage it. You're not fatigued enough to take any in-game issues with it, if that's your question.
Yeah, I mean, we probably take a 15-minute break once we get down to the first little cliff before the cave, and then
we'll take a break at the entrance of the cave inside, and maybe is the air quality taste better?
Once we get to the cave too, that's hopefully my little computer. I'll be able to do some scans in it and see if there's any weird gas coming out of it. Since that's a cave issue, we got to worry about. They'll send a bat or pigeon it.
Yeah. You guys are the bats/pigeons.
Yeah. Well, that's why we bring air tanks, and we actually go use air when going through the cave.
Ah, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm Corey, and I know how to stay alive. Ugh.
So, yeah, that's.
Do our air tanks last for an hour?
Yeah.
A couple hours.
Oh wow.
Some say probably maybe 2 hours of air, give or take, depending on if you're really out of breath.
Alrighty then.
They're good air tanks. Very good air tanks.
I imagine our spacesuits come with repair kits.
Like little patch kits.
Yeah, like a little patch kit. That's right.
Yeah, but you have a better one.
Yeah.
Your engineer pack comes with a far superior one than the one that comes with the suit.
And it says only use for self.
Yep.
Yeah, it's against the rules for you to help me with mine.
It's like
part of
it uses like a hot magnet and like a chemical to like seal the suit back up, but an idiot, if they got that stuff on their flesh, would just burn through them.
I meant I'm not allowed to use it on him. Yeah. like you can't. Like welcome to engineering class. And final lesson. They call it help. I'm injured and my suit's tearing up. I'll patch it up for you with my special stuff. No,
wrong.
That's expensive, and you're better trained than the cafeteria worker. You're gonna have to let him die.
If he was gonna survive, he shouldn't have gotten injured. It's like how in like a lifeguard class they teach you that sometimes you have to knock people out. You know, it's like, oh no, I injured my leg. You know what to do, medic, and you just blackjack him and throw him in a ditch. That's right. Oh no,
problem solved.
Sir, I feel like the rations aren't enough. I feel like morale's getting lower. Christian blackjacks him and throws him in a ditch on the ship.
Problem solved.
It turns around at the chair. Sir, the enemy is attacking. Our spectrometer shows that their weapons are on a different... Just throws him out the airlock.
Morale is the most important thing that keeps my hold up.
Oh, God.
Everyone's like smiling forced. Hey, Christian, not to be a negative Nancy, but there's some enemies with missiles aimed at us. Isn't that peculiar?
And we're all definitely going to make it, as you like lower the blackjack.
What do we do?
Wow.
All right, so you guys get locked and loaded and head down towards the cave. The game is over when you guys set up the beacon and decide whether or not to call to be picked up or call to have the fleet come. That is when the game ends, when you make that decision.
What do you call it? Call to be picked up and call if that's the question. If we call to be picked up already. If we call to be picked up, wouldn't that already? Couldn't we just start the clock already on that? And then when they arrive and go like, "Do you think we should call the beacon?" And they're like, "You wasted our time. You were gonna pick us up anyway." Good point.
So
I just wanted to make sure, you know.
I can explain that to you. So
perfect.
let me go. Let's go to space and have a look.
I would have asked that in class, so that you know.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So here is space. Oops. And then where's our? So you are.
Oh, it'll take 30 years, right?
Yeah, you are 40 years away from where the flotilla started. So, if you say, come pick us up, they're going to be like here. And they're going to send guys. It's going to take them 50 years to get to you. And you're going to go, actually send everybody. And they're going to send another message that will take months. And then they're going to spend it's going to take 110 years for you to do that. And humanity might be dead by then.
Ah, all right.
Or not. Or maybe they're fine. Or maybe they found another planet. Like, you don't know. So no matter what you do, you are taking a gamble on whether this is the right decision. It's just your job to decide whether you have done your job well enough to say, yes, this is the right call. They should pick us up because we shouldn't try to colonize this planet. Or no, because they're going to, like, when it happens, everybody's coming over here. There isn't time for them to be like, yeah, well, let's check it out and see. They're not doing that because it's extremely, like, they have to, if you give them a yes, they're coming this way. Because they want to land people and colonize a planet. That way, even if the flotilla moves on, there's human race somewhere that survived.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was just thinking, like, recovering the people seems to be a huge waste of resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, like almost. And I was like, I don't know if you'd be all those people that are sitting like, we recovered. To send the rescue pod. Like, do we know people have been rescued?
It would have been before you were alive.
Ah, okay.
Like the last people that came back, like you would have still not been born when that happened.
So for all intents and purposes, we're told we will be rescued.
Yes,
because they don't believe we're altruistic. Okay, that's much better. Now I know it does matter what happens because now I can think. Hope that send rescue doesn't just mean abandon us. Now I can go forward with a little more straight mind going. Now there's nothing better I can do to save time. Let's just go over here and check how it's going. Corey, call it. You ready to do our astronomical duties?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm very ready.
All right.
All right then.
Let's do it.
Going on the way down, we're walking. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna go down to this cave and Are you gonna check? Are you gonna take an air sample when we're in the cave? I think you should. Like, do you have a limited number of those air samples?
No.
I think you should take a sample of the air just to check. Maybe if it's just breathable, maybe it's better. Maybe it's full of monster guano.
Yeah, I still feel like, while I'm taking the sample, because it takes time to scan it.
Yeah.
So we'll take a sample of it, but we're not scanning it yet, or like going over it.
Okay,
We're
just
gonna
like collect it, yeah.
Yeah, because we want to grab all the things, then get back to base in a timely manner.
Do we have anything? Do we have a? I guess we don't. I guess we really don't need anything in the. Do we have like an inflatable to use as like a pillow for our resting or anything?
An inflatable to use as a pillow?
I might do it like in our survival supplies. We even have like a safety, that emergency blanket.
Yeah, you have like an emergency blanket probably.
Right, emergency blanket. I'm just gonna put my. I imagine we also have like an extra jacket. We have just like a. I don't know, just like the team. Look at that flyer. I'm a pilot. I got a flyer's jacket, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. There's like whatever extra jacket we have, or just strip. It takes
Are
whatever.
you making a scarecrow? I don't understand.
No, just have an extra jacket over my stuff. So you're like, oh, let's take a rest. Ball my jacket up into a pillow.
Ah.
So just the simple amenities of like, we're gonna take a rest. You should have at least one. I guess we're in a spacesuit, so that's an extra layer of padding. Nah, I'm wearing a spacesuit. I can't put a jacket over that unless I'm gonna wear it as a mantle. Because this is risk of rain.
You're gonna wear just like fat guy in a little coat situation.
Yeah,
Don't try that. It's leather. There aren't a lot of cows left.
Don't remind me of how much I love that song.
That song?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, fat guy in a little
Fat
coat.
guy in a little coat.
Oh,
I don't think I've heard that
Fat
song.
guy in a little coat. It's from one of the greatest movies of all time. We'll get demonetized if we say the name.
true, yeah. Can't say it.
Can't
It's
bring
illegal.
it up. Really good movie. It was my favorite movie as a kid for a long time.
It's a very good movie. Big
yeah,
recommend.
enjoyed
You don't
it.
get to know what it is though. It's a great movie. You don't get to see because I don't know. Tell you what it is. So you guys traverse to the edge of this plateau down here. There's like a kind of shifty. This is like an extremely horizontal walkway, or not horizontal, but vertical like walkway. You can kind of like shuffle your way down, and it's like loose rock and gravel.
What a beautiful postcard. From Lunar Base 9. Wish you weren't here.
Life's hard. Get over it.
You hand it to the guy next to you. You're like, dude, there's me with my friends, and there's you in the background. Well, couldn't you just be X'd out?
It's true.
Wish we weren't dead. Or the scurvy got us.
Yeah. We be dying on a foreign planet, we be.
It's quite upsetting, actually. Quite dangerous.
All right, so you guys make it down here. This is like the cliffside. Oh, I forgot to draw all the trees and shit down in the valley. Whatever, there's trees. You know about them. Look at all these beautiful trees that I remember to draw. Ah, gorgeous. Anyway.
Are we able to see the clearing from over here?
Like you can see it. It's like over there.
So I can see that clearing. Can I use my binoculars and like get a closer look at what's going on there?
Yeah, you can.
We should have done that when we had the high ground.
We were in hours out from the cliff, so I didn't bother walking that out.
Yeah, it was just further away.
I was hoping there'd be a view from here, but I didn't know if wasting an hour, 2 hours back and forth was worth it. But I guess 50. Sure. We spent 30 years getting here, so why not?
All right, you zoom in, enhance. Hang on. Let's see. What do we got here?
A message that says "fuck you, try again."
Enhance. Yeah, so you can see way down in there. You can definitely see little structures.
Oh shit!
There are living things on this planet.
By structures, am I talking like pitch tents, wooden houses, or is that leather with people faces on it?
I mean, you don't know. Because you don't know what shit's made out of. You don't even know, like, you could get down there and those trees could be a giant mushroom. Like, you don't know.
Yeah, good point.
But it's made out of something, and everything is violently pink. So, beyond that, it's hard to say.
Hey, Corey, can you ask your computer how long of a walk that would be over there?
I sure can.
So, it would be a little bit of a hoof, because you're going to come out... River. Yeah, the river for one thing, but also you're going to come out of this... like here, and then this is where that clearing is. You're like here currently, so you can see it, but you're gonna it's gonna take you a little ways away.
That is one hell of a hoofing. I guess we're probably not gonna huff it over there. But you know what? Like if we once we set up that signal, we got to keep it standing for a while. So even if we travel back to the ship, we might get the cabin fever enough to go, fuck it, let's go.
Just go visit the people. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, whether we die or live, oh look, we secured a.
Our people will come here eventually and to take over the planet.
Our first mission is to find out if this water is drinkable and the air down there is better than up here.
Yeah. I mean, you can say with confidence that whoever down there, like, that's not a mega structure down there. That's not that is not the type of clearing built by people with guns. So that's not really an issue.
Yeah. But
it is significant because that's life out there.
Yeah, there's life out there, a giantly strange shaped rock over there, and right outside is a robot spaceship that was maybe gonna eat us.
Maybe. I
don't know.
There's no way to find out.
You know what?
But you can say for certain, if humans come, that's the end of those. That's the end of those tiny people.
The end or the beginning of our new circus / brothel. Because who knows? We don't know. They could be beautifully attractive, but dumb. Oh, I can only hope.
You truly were the perfect representative for humanity.
I'm gonna put all my.
I get why they chose you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Because they know I'm disposable. Because they're clearly gonna rescue me, right? With my ethics and morals. When I wrote down, I'm a good person and I believe in humanity, they had to be hooked up to a wire without me knowing. They're like, the test determined that is a lie. Perfect. He's great for this job. We're gonna rescue you after you push that button that says no life here, right? Of course, he believes us. This one's skeptical, but he accepts it. Corey, it's Corey. Too bad we lost him. Do we have his genetic sampling? We could peel his face off when we get back there. Like, cool.
One thing at a time, but yeah, probably.
Do we get a retinal scan of you?
So, are you guys ready to enter this cave?
Yeah, are we at the entrance and staring at it and be like,
yeah, you're by it. This little mesa is actually fairly large, but not big enough to be like a travel distance.
In this lower area, right before we go into the cave, and I'll try to get a sample or two in the cave, but we're going to use air tanks. I'll get a sample of air in the cave and soil in the cave or something, and moisture if there's moisture dripping off stalactites or something weird, I'll take a sample there.
Yeah.
But if I also wouldn't mind checking, since we went down an elevation step quite a bit, I'd probably get in this clearing before the cave, get a sample out here too, if the dirt looks different enough than the high dirt. Yeah.
It's fairly similar. You can take a sample of this dirt. You don't know that it will or won't be different.
Yeah.
Your little spectrometer though is showing cleaner air.
Cleaner air already. Perfect.
Cleaner air, better radiation.
Yes.
Lower radiation. Oh wow. Yeah. Hey, do we have a water filter in our survival kit?
A water.
Just like a little straw. The straw that you can just drink things like
a little like osmosis. You have like a basic one. Yeah, you have
a filter that's just like a cup. It's a fucking Brita filter.
yeah, you've got that at the very least.
Yeah, a little Brita filter with a pump, and it's good enough, like a hand pump. Just the smallest of
amenities,
necessities.
Yeah,
so that we're not carrying so much water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always surprised. You can calculate how much water you need for trips, or how much water you need comfortably.
Yeah.
Technically, you can travel at any distance. You don't die as travel distance.
All right, so cave.
Yeah, it's a cave.
Yeah.
Before we enter, I hold my ear to it to see if there's any sounds.
You can absolutely hear. You can kind of hear the river over here from up here, but listening into the cave, you can hear water dripping. There is like a significant amount of moisture in this cave, and you can see without really even having to go that deep. There are large, sort of gem-looking somethings in here. You don't know what they're made of, but they're like, but they're like translucent and like brightly colored, and they pick up some of the light from outside, where it sort of shines on them. Yeah, kind of that situation.
Do we got more of that deeper into the cave?
Yeah, and you can chip them fairly easily. They're not dense, but yes, indeed. Let's go into the cave here. Let's get in and get into the cave internals. Let's go.
Oh man, Corey, I'm gonna fuck some of these crystals. I hope they're people shape.
They're really, some of them are very moist. I'll try to see if I can work out an algorithm for that for you over the computer, but I probably will not partake myself.
All right, so you kind of make your way down into this cave. So there's a couple of things that stand out immediately. First of all, the ground here is walked very flat. Like it's extremely, like it looks like worn down, like lots of people have walked over it. in time. That or it just naturally formed extremely smooth. But that seems unlikely based on the second thing that's going on in here, which is there's stuff carved into the walls, carved and like some things like crudely painted, and like there's very simple kind of like murals and stuff up on the walls. And the gems in here are kind of like arranged in a way that the light hits it and like refracts onto the walls to sort of illuminate. Like a number of these gems are just like some of them are just laying here, but the ones here close to the edge are like sitting in little like divots in the ground where they look like they've been positioned. Some of them have like rocks shoved to the side of them to hold them where they need to be, and they're illuminating this big mural that follows you. Like when you walk in here, you can follow it. It goes a good ways down into the cave, and every like certain amount of distance, there's another little like a bushel of crystals that are aligned where the light from the other ones refracts into them. They get dimmer and dimmer as you go, but it is a primitive but very effective lighting system.
Very what do you call it? That rock that's on the right side, does that look like it's placed there or like natural?
Oh, I don't know. This is kind of an abstraction.
Yeah, all right.
Rather than a literal.
Corey, take a spectrometer scanning of that to make sure the light's okay for us. Just extra paranoia just in case.
Absolutely.
And let's try not to take samples as we're going down because we can do that on the way up.
So the extra light is it's primarily just red lighting, but there is a lot of like low red. What's it called?
Reds.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the color that's like just below red.
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet is above.
Oh,
infrared. There is a significant amount of infrared like in the lighting, but that's not harmful. It's just very warm.
Okay.
But
also, unless something sees through with infrared,
that is highly likely that animals on this planet see through infrared. There's an excessive amount of it. It's not dangerous to you, but it's very likely.
That's unnerving to me. The fact that there's so much light. Like, hey, ask the computer, hey computer, if there's so much light that's infrared here, and there's life, what are the odds that life can see with infrared? Like, it's a fact.
Like, yes, basically guaranteed.
You have said a statement, not a theory. And I was like, oh
no, you got it wrong. It's hang on. Ye be speaking the truth, not a theory. Methinks ye have cracked the case.
Ye might think ye be in a fairy tale, but ye best start believing you're in one.
I don't know when he found the time to program that. I told him.
I told him not to, like 100 times.
I keep pulling up my notebook, and I'm like doing the picture flip thing.
just holding it and shuffling it around.
Yeah, I go like, what do you think, Pyro Robot, that's so well programmed in Python? Ye be thinking that Corey be lazy. That what it could be a degree if you can't do Python and E.
Yeah, but the guy in the other sleep canister like constantly had a runny nose and would never do a. So like compared to the two, I'll take Crazy Pirate Guy.
True.
In your log, Journey 1, everything's going fine. Christian's clearly got cabin fever, but is all in all functioning.
Yeah, it's kind of it's interesting, it's spooky. You have a gun, but I don't. Yeah, I don't want to have to defend myself because I'm not made for it for sure.
Yeah, well, I have a gun. I have a spear.
They're probably going to be coming towards us. They saw us come out of the sky.
Probably.
Absolutely. So we probably shouldn't dilly-dally, but we should just check the ceiling and check any mounds of poop
maybe
on the floor.
it depends on the circumstance. You're looking at cave paintings. This is clearly not like a highly civilized people.
Sure.
They're obviously not expansive because you only see like one clearing. I mean, anything is possible because you're on an alien planet, so stuff doesn't conform to normal rules.
That's real.
But it's you wouldn't have a reason to think that there's like a bunch of soldiers coming to get you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure.
No, we call but if you read my paranoia handbook, they could be living underground.
Look, I want to read it, but it's all written in fucking pirate lingo. This is a treasure map. This is another. How many treasure maps? This is just showing where the food is.
You don't even. This is the person built the planet. Why is there an X marks a spot? How else on the planet? You be telling ghost tales, and dead men don't. Shut up!
He's like never seen a pirate movie. He's saying shit he's heard from like commercials and shit.
Oh, rattle me bones, rattle me bones.
He wasn't even a pirate. He could have been.
You can have me cereal, but don't rat on me bone.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I guess I'll take as we walk, I'll take some pictures of the cave paintings.
Yeah.
And just have them on a
idea.
little scanner.
Oh, I know a great thing that'll be obnoxious to our DM. What do the cave paintings look like?
They are some of them are normal, just kind of like murals. There's pictures of like it's a cave painting, so it's not exactly like, you know, Michelangelo's David or like the Vitruvian Man, but you can see the like these like people, and it shows that it's just like depictions of them doing here. Like there's one of like, this guy found a rock, and like here's another one where he's like throwing a spear at like some kind of weird like a 9-legged like a buffalo giraffe. There's like all kinds of little things like that. There's just like just like, you know, stick figure family outside of a little tent, like all kinds of little like story. There's a bunch of like handprints on part of the wall.
How many limbs these things are rocking like?
That's what I was also getting.
They are 6-limbed creatures. From the cave paintings, it looks like they have 2 legs and 4 arms.
Okay.
And what's their head shape look like? Circles, I suppose.
They just crappy painted like circles because this is finger painting.
What does the handprint look like?
I can draw that actually. It's like a weird kind of long, like a monkey hand, but with like more paw, like a dog monkey.
Yeah,
kind of situation.
Insects, all right.
But so here's the thing. So that's what you get. That's what you get for your like as you're walking down. But about the middle, you start to hit like a story where it's clearly like a narrative where it's like, oh, here's people. And then they went here and saw the thing, and then here's a bunch of them like ducked down, pointing upwards at something falling like or something like in the sky, and then later there's like a big like something and like people like looking upward at it and like, oh, what the hell is that? Type situation like above them, and then just like just like people being like, or no, it would be floating there, and then there's like another group of people like holding like somethings, and like it's telling the story of something coming out of the sky and just taking a bunch of the people, and then leaving.
Told you that robot was gonna like eat us.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting to know. Maybe space sleepers or something.
I gotta tell you, totally down to just send our people here already. Super down to go.
As a final note, at the end of it, like the very last bit of it is showing like one of these not them creatures, like whatever it is. It's like totally. There's no making out what it's supposed to be from the drawing, but it's the same creature that it shows like taking them, and it shows a bunch of them just like kind of doing this. Yeah. Or subservient, certainly.
Oh yeah.
Does he look bigger than them?
Yeah, they drew him much bigger than them, but that doesn't, you know.
Yeah, of course. Well, in that other picture when they're side by side, are they bigger than them there too?
Sure.
All right. Doesn't matter. Like, could it be the symbolism of fear, or
you
know, like they're best at being accurate.
It's bigger, but that doesn't mean that that's a fact.
Yeah. It adds a bit to, you know, what their mind
kind of
was
how they see them. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And just in case I see something large with also extra limbs, you know, does he have 4 limbs as well in each one?
It looks like some kind of like starfish monster. Like you can't clearly make out what it's supposed to be based on these people.
But it looks like it possibly even has more limbs.
Maybe
it's their version of a monster, if not starfish deity.
Yeah, I like it. Well, that's good to know. So that's probably the ship we encountered before then. It's highly likely. It's also, I mean, from these cave paintings, maybe this is just original Earth, and
that could be a robot.
It's clearly
the Planet of the Apes option is always a possibility.
Yeah, you're getting dangerous close to Phantasy Star here, Jimmy. Well, let's get going. Yeah, could be a robot in that painting too. Beautiful. Yeah. Hold on. Let me. I pose next to the photo. Do thumbs up.
Like do like a party guy pose.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to do some of our own cave paintings.
Yeah, you want it? We'll do that on the way up.
Yeah.
Actually, we maybe not. We shouldn't. I speak in backwards tones because we're gonna enter hyper sleep anyways. So maybe if we don't touch their cave paintings, they won't fucking murder us
to
in
be
our sleep.
bothered. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
Yeah,
we'll just do some cave paintings. We'll just do some cave paintings outside our ship on a big stone slab that draws us as those starfish people, so they can leave us alone. So like they see that, I'll be like, there are things that us starfish people crash landing, and a symbol of us being woken up and laser beaming them all to death.
It sounds like a big gamble for minimal.
Yeah.
50 years, that might keep them away for 50 years, depending on how dumb they are, You don't know how inquisitive. These people might be incredibly inquisitive.
Let's go get our samples.
As long as it's livable. The biggest thing is how big is a threat is these other space people? Because do we want to send our whole people here to a place where they're just going to be captured?
100%. If they get captured by a better species. At least they'll live on like the natives live on in our flotilla. Barely.
Interesting. Well, and I guess that's one of the things is we can make a colony here and still maybe send out the ship to find another planet anyway. So if this place gets taken over by a higher species, humans still live.
Or just knowing that there's a higher species, your people can land here and prepare to deal with them.
Yeah,
that's true.
Also, if not pledge servitude to a higher species, that may have solved our crisis. Or maybe they eat us. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I was quite willing to dock with their ship.